the charts.
I know I'm longing 1700 and shorting 1700. Nothing's moving. But I don't know. I was thinking about the diamond top on ETH, but I don't know if we'll see.
Hey, Tame, did you hear that the Bored Ape Club is a bunch of racists?
I didn't hear that.
I'm just kidding, man. I don't want to hear that conversation. I don't want to hear that conversation the rest of the day. If so, I'm checking out.
I didn't hear that they are.
Money, you brought it up just
Checking
now.
out.
Where did you hear that at?
I didn't. I was just making a joke.
But did you see the imagery? No, guys, we have a big meeting today, SpaceX and T-Mobile. And it's very interesting. Could see some Dogecoin imagery. Could hear some stuff about cryptocurrencies.
Well, it could be a nice pump and dump, please.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting news today.
Yeah, what time's that at, Tim? Or do you know what time that is?
Yeah, it's about it's on 103 more minutes. So about 8 p.m. Eastern time zone. What's happening? Might be a 20 times play tonight. Who knows?
I hope so, sir. For now, things are pretty stable.
Not pretty stable. I've seen like lots of movements on the hourly. Like I've seen giant spreads. If somebody did 20 times, those are like 40% swings, 50% swings.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it's me being impatient for no reason, but.
And we just went through some big liquidation blocks earlier today as well.
By putting in a higher high on ETH? Yeah, I guess. You know, funding is still negative on ETH, so I think there's still more shorts than longs.
And earlier, like yesterday, we had a big transfer. Over 3,000 Bitcoin was transferred to Coinbase. And that's 15 hours ago. If you look at a chart, you can see when that happened. And last night, through early this morning, we had some big pumps up.
Oh, so you think they took longs with that Bitcoin?
Possibly. I saw the price pumping all night, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Early pre-markets, we were up today as well.
Would be nice to see a higher high on Doge, right? Retest that wick at 7 cents.
Oh, that would be very beautiful.
Would give a nice short too from there, and if you're already in a long, well, an exit point.
I'm watching some liquidations tonight. I'm going to go through some different charts. But if I look over here and see like Ethereum, man, ETH is nasty compared to Doge. People didn't want to buy Ethereum at 1,600. They were afraid, and now it's back up at 1,700. They did not want to buy ETH inside my buy block, and now we've already broke out of my buy block. And kind of like up, we're downtrending on the short time frame. May go back into my buy block one more time. And ETH has a lot of nasty liquidations up to 1987. A $200, almost $300 upswing that Ethereum can do up here. So keep that in mind as we start to rise.
Time for some red to get the strength to go to 1900.
Well, Look, FOMO is going to kick in the closer we get to the merger. The more people start dumping their graphic cards to buy up ETH for staking, it's going to change the trend.
To me, that already happened, and it's the reason why it was able to go above 1700. And now, now that it's at 1700,
it hasn't happened.
It's where it should be.
I haven't seen a big flood of graphic cards on the marketplace yet, or eBay. When we get closer to the end, the last days of mining, people are going to want to brag about being the last miners as well. Some people may NFT it, but as we get closer to the end of mining for Ethereum, and if there's a fork for Ethereum proof of work, proof of stake, then some people will keep their graphics cards for that or use them for mining other things. But ETH from bottom of buy block until now is like over $130 price difference from the bottom of my buy block. And we only broke under, like completely under buy block a few times on the hourly. So this is a very good buy zone right up here for a lot of traders.
I made 120% with your buy zone. I bought 1611, sold 1710.
Yeah. I like this buy zone, and this buy zone's kind of like when the moving average start transitioning from the downtrend to the uptrend as well. So we're back on the uptrend, but we are already getting this overbought range, but we're outside the moving average. We're way above moving average and way above the buy zone for ETH. And I had this stuff mapped out for people if they wanted to watch it. And for Bitcoin, I don't think my buy zone, I deleted the bots. But Bitcoin also, the moving average, did something similar. It went from heavy downtrend, kind of consolidation, dipped a little bit further, and now slowly start creeping back up. And we saw even a spike up to 21,000, almost 22,000 early on yesterday. So I think Bitcoin has plenty of liquidations up and down. On the shorter time frames though, if I go to daily, on daily we can see the transition from Bitcoin right here. I even drew when we were completely oversold for Bitcoin. Let me delete it though because it's a little bit distracting. But anybody that bought Bitcoin at 20,900 are in the profits. And Bitcoin on daily, yes, that moving average is still technically downtrending. But the RSI, we have so much room to gap up based off of this RSI. So much room. Like I'm talking about a $2,000 to $5,000 spread to gap up based off of this data. So realistically, Bitcoin has room to go up past 25,000. And that should scare a lot of people that are shorting Bitcoin. Because once it starts running, once we get a lot of buy pressure without too many people selling, because we already have proof that people are not buying and selling large amounts currently. Once we get that data coming in and those buys come in, it's going to be too late for people. And they'll end up getting liquidate or stop lost out. So hopeful for that 24, 25K. I'm not saying it's going to happen in a matter of seconds. We just have room to go up there. And Doge did pretty well today. And I think Doge is holding because maybe some insiders were buying up Doge, expecting a tweet tonight or some imagery from the SpaceX meeting. I think it's going to be a big meeting for SpaceX and T-Mobile tonight.
To me, it's trying to hold the 12th May dip like a king.
It can hold. It can hold if there's not too much sell pressure. And I'm going to pop up on the stream real quick one of the guys that's going to be in the meeting tonight. So, also if we look at crypto bubbles for the day, and I just want to put it on performance. We see SHIB did a big gain in 24 hours. SHIB also has that Shibarium coming out pretty soon. Look at that. It ran up to 147. That's huge. Down from 1.3. That's huge gains. Doge ran up as well. 715 came back down. I think it has room to double top up there again. Luna C is pumping again, but Luna C, I think it's a little bit like gambling. Got to be very careful with that. But let's go over here. This is one of the guys that's going to be on the meeting tonight with SpaceX. His name is Mike Sievert. He's CEO of T-Mobile. And if you look at some of his tweets, they talk about connecting people. And T-Mobile and SpaceX, they both have this goal of getting more people on the internet in rural counties in America. So I think the meeting could go very well today. I don't know if there's going to be anything about Dogecoin, but we're going to see if Elon Musk has any good jokes or stuff, tweets after the meeting, likes any tweets. The only thing that scares me is this hourly chart. Hourly RSI looks like it's been cooling down. We're about halfway cooled down on hourly. This is for Bitcoin. If it goes all the way back down, then we could see our price probably retrace into this block and liquidate all the way down to $21,000, which would be a $500 loss for Bitcoin. It's the only thing that scares me right here. I have a few videos I'm going to roll out this week talking about housing markets, student loan forgiveness, BlackRock, how BlackRock and cryptocurrency benefit from the student loan forgiveness. It's going to be pretty wild if this actually goes through and people are forgiven for up to $20,000 worth of student loan, because a large amount of Americans, they only have like a $10,000 to $15,000 worth of student loan debt. So if they're completely forgiven and they don't have to pay that debt anymore, they are now qualified home buyers, and they're going to go apply for their first-time homeowners grant. They're going to buy property, and this is going to help the assets under BlackRock, which are property and real estate, go up in value as well, which would help BlackRock. Now, their property value goes up. They can go to the bank and borrow more collateral against their property and do these leverage trade, maybe go a little bit deeper into cryptocurrency or some stocks, which would help pump up the market. So, really excited to see that happening if everything passes. Now, aside from that, there's a lot of taxpayers that are very upset about student loan forgiveness, and they are thinking the average cost per American is around $2,000. $2,000 isn't too much for the forgiveness up to this point, but man, it's really going to help the stock market. This will help the stock market. So maybe some Americans' portfolio will grow by more than $2,000 during this transition for student loan forgiveness. So that is something to consider. Something to consider. If you guys want to talk about any stocks or cryptos while we're waiting on the meeting starts in about a little bit over an hour.
Can I just ask you something?
Sure.
So what would it take to get you like 1 cent?
So to get Shiba Inu to 1 cent, first they have to utilize some very good games or some media, and part of the revenue they gain from those games or media, they commit to burn it. And they would have to burn billions upon billions upon billions every single day for the next 10 to 40 years. And then maybe one day it would be 1 cent.
I see. So most likely impossible.
Dogechain is a scam. And if the founder of Dogechain wants to come out and sue me for saying it's a scam, please do. I'm telling you guys on YouTube, Dogechain is a scam, in my honest opinion. You don't want to put your money in Dogechain because, one, you are locking up your crypto in their wallets. Not your keys, not your crypto. You're just giving them full ownership, hoping they do the right thing. And then secondly, Dogechain founder had another project that was rug pulled before. So, in my personal opinion, Dogechain is a scam that doesn't deserve your money. You should put your money in other places besides Dogechain. Be highly skeptical. Like, look, if they put Doge in their name, if they're trying to knock off Doge, they're not going to be as good as Dogecoin, especially long term. And that's the thing. I'm not going to link my MetaMask wallet to their website as well and give them full permission. You're going to wake up and lose all your cryptocurrency. And look, from my conservative standpoint, I would rather miss an opportunity than have my arm cut off or stolen by getting in early on a scam. I don't want to get in on a scam at all. And I'm definitely not going to promote a scam at all. So that's just my humble opinion about Dogechain.
It's a bit like all the baby Doges and all, no?
What's up?
That Doge chain, maybe it's a bit like the baby coins, yeah? Baby Doge, baby this.
Well, here's the thing. They're trying to burn Ethereum gas fees with Doge. And in the future, it doesn't matter because Doge is going to be updated to do smart contracts anyways. The things these guys are doing, they have a contract address, and you're going to lock up your Doge in these addresses and hope they do the right thing. Now, if something bad happens, or their contracts have any exploit, you just link your wallet and you're going to lose everything. So they want people to link their wallets for a purpose on there. I would not link my wallets on there. Someone says I should have bought Luna Classic. I should not have bought Luna Classic. It's still down over 1 million times. I'm not touching it. It's a scam. I don't care. People with a little bit of money can pump up the price. $1 million, pump up the price. But hey, they still have to get people to provide ETH liquidity. Something I'm not willing to do. On the 5 minutes we started picking up some bullish momentum earlier for Doge. We went as high as a little bit higher than 694 here. Now we're picking up this bearish momentum for Doge. A little bit of bullish sentiment, but not too much at this current moment in time.
Do you think we can get Doge to a cheaper than we are seeing now?
Well, probably. If you look at Doge on the 5 minutes, RSI is still cooling down, so probably get a little bit cheaper. Maybe down to like 690. And if we do a full retrace before the meeting, at least 682. We just received another def cross on the short time frame, 1 minute, after some sell pressure. And look, if we get a candle for like 6 million sell pressure up here for Doge, we'll quickly start retracing back down to that 688 level. We're closer to liquidating longs right here than shorts, so I think Doge has room to come down. Doge did not go up because of Dogechain. Bitcoin went up, Ethereum went up, and Doge generally followed Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a big spike up, that's why Doge spiked up. Dogechain had nothing to do with Dogecoin price moving today. I don't think there's people that bought Doge just to put it into a contract to give it to these developers that may or may not rug pull them. They're asking people to stake Doge to provide security on chain. Look, if there's no Doge staked, they essentially have zero security right now, right? Big room for exploits. And if they conveniently have an exploit and a lot of that Doge goes to an unknown wallet, you guys are screwed over there. I'm not going to give them my Doge or my wallet stressful struggle. It's I don't care about missing out on an opportunity, especially when those guys rug pulled another project. How about this? I challenge the creators of Dogechain to come sue me to prove that their product is not a scam. Alright? I'll go as deep as that. You know why? They won't even touch me in court. Because why? Everything will come out because it would be a federal court case. And then they could not prove that they have a good security. They're wanting people to expect profits by putting in their money here. According to the Howey test, that would be a security. and they're not registered as a security. You guys are putting your money in an anonymous group that has already rugged another project. And you're not going to be using my platform to promote Dogechain and their scams. So tonight we are expecting SpaceX and T-Mobile to do a very productive meeting. There are still a lot of places in the United States that doesn't really offer affordable high-speed internet. So this would be one good catalyst that could help average Americans. We are looking at some charts, doing a little bit of technical analysis while we wait. Dogecoin, just from a technical standpoint, if you look on the daily, we have so much room to come up, and we could break back above 7 cents. We could break even above 8 cents before we're overbought again on the daily. That's my prediction right here. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this. Let me take off some of these indicators. But I'm going to just draw this. We just had a death cross on the daily. Generally, after death cross on the daily, it's pretty bearish, but we also have a fundamental event happening today. But let me map this a little bit up here for you guys. And we're starting to shed this bearish momentum. Yes, there is room to come back down a little bit on this daily, but there's so much room to go back above 8 cents on the daily as well. And I'm going to go ahead and make this chart. Just because we have room to go 8 cents does not mean it will happen in a fraction of a second. Traders should be realistic and set their expectations. Now I'm going to make this chart and I'm going to put it inside my Discord. Stressful says, how do you feel about Richard Hart taking over everything in Hets? We know who Richard Hart is. We know he's a real person. We know his address. We know his location. We know his biometrics. He's not going to rug the community. You don't know who the founders of Dogechain are. They're an anonymous group that rugged another project, and they just claim the other project failed because of some difficulties. Now, are those the type of people you really want to give your money to? Probably not. So yeah, on the daily, we have room to go back up to 8 cents for Doge. And I'm going to put this chart up here. I'm going to put the prices of the other crypto in this chart so that it looks pretty good. All right, so finish with that chart, draw it, and looking at the shorter time frame, like it looks like we did go up, had a nice run up here, got a little bit overbought halfway at 56, may come back down. A little bit of support down here, double bottoms down here at 6.76 for Doge. I'll go ahead and draw that support line. And last time we hit double bottom, we became a little bit bullish. So we'll see if this double bottom hold or if we go back into the buy block deep down up below 6.5. And if you look up here, we do have resistance up here at 7.2 cents. And currently we are outside of the buy block. Currently we are outside of the buy block for Doge. And I'm going to try to put this charts in the charts channel on Discord, put on YouTube members. All right, definitely very bullish about Doge over the course of this coming week, though. Lots of capital could go into the markets, and that's capital that we really need into the markets. All right, just posted that for the YouTube members, special charts. And currently what I'm looking at here on the short time frame, we can watch some liquidations as well while we're waiting on this event. But we do see we've kind of been downtrending. Even though we get these spikes up above 6.3 again, we're having trouble on this 5 minute to hit that top. And we've been coming down. This is our second downtrend. We had a downtrend starting up here after we spiked to 6941. And the second downtrend started right here for Doge. And we'll see if we enter our buy block again tonight. We went up and we went above the price before the very big dip. But we never broke back above that 7.18.
How's it going?
What's up? I'll put on some liquidations for us as well.
Big FOMC meeting. Not really, but it is tomorrow.
You sound like a robot on your microphone. I'm sorry. Can't really understand you.
How about now?
No, it's a little bit better, but still robot-y.
Hang on.
Maybe just disconnect, reconnect, check your internet. All right.
Okay.
We do have room for Doge to liquidate up here above 7 cents today. And then before that daily is completely overbought, we have room to go as high as 8 cents. Now, if you look at a downtrend, we also have room on the daily downtrend to go well below 6.5 cents before being oversold. So it's about 1.5 cent spread right here. And 1.5 cent spread could be a great scalping opportunity if people are willing to sit there and wait for a bottom or a top. I don't think Luna C will go to $1, Shayla. There's over 6.5 trillion tokens. Do you really think their market cap's worth $6.5 trillion? Worth 6 times the whole crypto market cap? Probably not. Do you think they're going to inject over $1 trillion to help save Luna Classic? Probably not. No, not even with Burn, Shayla. They don't have $1 trillion to save the project. It went too far down. They would have to save the stablecoin and the project, but they already moved on and made Luna 2.0, Shayla. So there's no reason for them to come back and save the project. Doesn't matter who was left holding the bags. Doesn't matter if Binance was holding $40 billion worth before the crash. It doesn't matter. They're not going to inject $1 trillion to save Luna Classic.
It moved today. That's why it's probably hot.
Maybe it's Discord. A lot of people are roboty today.
Am I robotic too?
Yeah, are you using a phone?
No, I'm on the computer.
Maybe it's my headset. 1 second.
I think it's on your side because to me, no, there's no roboting.
Well, you sound really good. Like, Juicy sounds good.
What about me? Am I roboting?
It's probably my headset. I'll fix it.
Am I roboting?
So I'm gonna check. I'll disconnect, reconnect as well. Alright, let's try now. How does
Do you guys think Starlink is worth it? It's 110 in my area a month.
how much? Might check one. Alright, so my audio is working really good inside of Streamlabs. Discord's a little bit sketchy. Mic check 1, mic check 2.
Mic check, mic check.
Alright, your mic sounds good now. ETH back above 1,700 though, that's beautiful. I'm even happy it's holding above $1,600. Like, guys, I'm gonna come out on a branch here. I literally have to post about this on Twitter. Alright, so I put a tweet out. Just want to let people know, like, my feelings about Dogechain. I think it could be a scam. I really don't like the idea of it. I think it's a scam, in my opinion. Like, it's not even worried about rug pull at this point. It's worried about what they'll do with your crypto in their wallet if they initiate a rug pull. They're going to lock you out of the contract and they're going to dump it on the market. And you're going to be left crying that you got scammed. And you're not going to be able to find them to sue them in court. You'll be able to find the YouTubers and influencers that promoted it, sue those guys. But other than the Dogechain devs, good luck getting your money back. Some people think we've hit the bottom in crypto. I think it's a little bit too early to say if we hit the exact bottom, like the total bottom. We didn't see what happened when the Mt. Gox Bitcoin has been distributed. And we're very own in the market crash in China as well for their housing market. So I don't know if we've hit the bottom yet. It's very possible you go back double bottom or go lower under 15,000 for Bitcoin. So definitely a little bit early to make that determination, Stephanie. You probably have Dogecoin on some of those crypto ATMs, Brandy Bryant. I would have to double check. I don't use crypto ATMs. I have no need for a crypto ATM. I can link my identity to an account and I don't want to pay 4 to 11 up to 20% fee for a crypto ATM. I think that's also a scam. Like charging 20% fees for a crypto ATM and then they buy your crypto at market. God no. I will never use crypto ATM like unless I'm super desperate. Like if I'm super desperate and need the cash or need to get into crypto before I pump, yeah, maybe I'll use crypto ATM. But I have so many applications on my phone, so many wallets. I don't think I would want to use crypto ATM. Doge is wicking down here. Maybe come down to liquidate some of these longs right here. Let me go to... I'm gonna log in on this device. KuCoin is asking your... I don't want to show my exact location. Does look like we are coming down. Someone asked me if we had room to come down today. I did mention pretty good chance that Doge could come down today. Say those cheaper price. And SpaceX meeting is roughly in 1 hour, 8 minutes. 1 hour, 8 minutes. Here comes some of these liquidations for Doge. These are longs being liquidated right here. This block would go down to 688. Buy zone block would be as low as 677. And then it could wick lower if there are any liquidations. We have a big gap between 677 and 670. If you're longing Doge and you have a liquidation down here, above this price range, you're probably not safe on the downtrend. Now, how far this could downtrend before the meeting? Pretty far. Bitcoin is also coming down. Parabolic SAR downtrend on the hourly for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles. And 5 minutes, trying to uptrend for Bitcoin here. It's trying to, but the uptrend and the RSI are very conflicting. So this RSI probably cool down and price will come down a little bit lower. Am I scalping SHIB? Sometimes I scalp SHIB. Right now I'm focused on Doge. See how this meeting goes tonight. And I took profits on Doge earlier. I posted in my Discord. I took profits. I did a nice scalp. Did like a almost 11% gain on a scalp today. My first scalp of the day. And I took profits. After I took profits, the price is still much lower than when I took profits. And I'm waiting on a good entry for Doge. Waiting on a good entry. So I did a nice 20 times earlier. I did a nice 20 times earlier. I had an entry at like 6897. So my entry was higher than this earlier, and then I filled it. It closed at 6927. So it was a nice 20 times position.
Nice trade time.
Hey, your mic works. All right, so currently we're still downtrending. So you notice these are some wider candles as the sell pressure comes in. And when you get candles like this, it does mean that there's very little people buying and more people are taking profits. So something to consider. ETH is probably going to come back into my buy block again on this downtrend. Yeah, definitely room to come all the way back down into my buy block area for ETH. There are probably people shorting as well. The people that predict the tops and the bottoms are generally the people that hold a large amount of tokens. For example, the Ethereum Foundation, Vitalik Buterin, has a 99% chance of predicting the top if he's the one making the top. If on the day of the top he decides to sell and tweets about it, He just made that top, and 90% chance secured that it's not going to go above that top. If they see the Ethereum Foundation dumping tens of thousands of Ethereum, they're more than likely people won't jump in and buy, catch that falling knife. Same thing. If there's a big Bitcoin holder, they're holding over 500,000 Bitcoin and decide to dump it on the market and tweet, they would be the one responsible for creating that top, and it would be very hard to pass above that top. Yeah, Elon did tweet they want to go live and live stream a big news in about 1 hour. So I'll put that tweet on the charts. Live stream a big news in about an hour. I've been pinging you guys in Discord, warning you. And it's going to be the SpaceX meeting. You can listen to it on YouTube. I'm going to be talking about it as well. I think Mark Zuckerberg's going to go on this Joe Rogan experience as well. It's very interesting.
Can't share this at all.
Like Joe Rogan and Mark Zuckerberg, very interesting. I'm going to put this in videos so I know go back and watch it later. Probably one of the best Joe Rogan shows that you're going to see is Mark Zuckerberg on there talking about Facebook censorship, FBI. All right, look at that. Doge got some buys coming in here. But yeah, Elon's going to be live in an hour. Woo! But yeah, this is Doge chart. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and we can go over some more charts when I come back. There's so many different cryptocurrencies nowadays. Okay, I'm back. We want to look at some other charts, like Bitcoin on the weekly. This is a good chart to watch as well. So this is my weekly chart, and currently through here, we're still waiting on a good buy signal to pop in for Bitcoin. But the thing is, it's undecided, and the Mt. Gox Bitcoin is also something we don't have being sold yet. After this Mt. Gox Bitcoin, then maybe we'll get some buy signal coming here. Any buy signal that is below 55,000 would mean that anybody who sold at $55,000 could now buy it and get more Bitcoin, more Satoshis. Some people are expecting another buy down here, $9,300. If Bitcoin goes that low, great for those people. Some people are willing to pay $20,000, as we see with a lot of buy pressure throughout the weeks. But the same problem is, a lot of people are hesitant and they want to wait until very lows, like under 15,000. And if you look at order books, there's still so many buy orders around that $10,000 to $15,000 mark that they will create a floor for Bitcoin. You don't have any buy orders at 50,000 because the price is lower than 50,000, so it would not make sense. Does anybody on here have any predictions about weekly Bitcoin lows? Like the lowest you think it will go during the dip? I know Glassnode was thinking around 15,000. I was thinking around $10,000 with $10,800, like the absolute lows that we would see. Anybody out there have any predictions on YouTube chat on the absolute low price that we could see for Bitcoin? If you do, I would be very interested. Let's do a funny Elon filter real quick. It looks pretty funny. I mean, it looks weird when I talk. But other than that, like, it's funny. So, I did the other bot the other day for Bitscap. Woo. Let's go back to the charts. It's a very funny face. Yeah, we're gonna watch the stream as well. Some people think 15K. Look at Doge bleeding more into these longs liquidations. Just warning you, it has a lot of room that we could drop for Doge down here today. Hopefully we don't drop too far before the meeting for a lot of people that are still holding, but keep in mind, when these indicators tell you to get out and sell and you don't get out and sell, you run a chance of being a bag holder. So if you have a good trading strategy, don't ignore your strategy, right? Our buy signal came in way down here, sits 8, sits 1, and we already wicked down below there again. So it's a very dangerous situation here. Unless there's large amount of buys coming in here, people could get trapped. And we're going to see ETH. Like when ETH does a $10 dip, you know things are getting real for the dips. It's not just random. So if we look at it like this, We can see ETH had a big sell, like over 3,000 volume right there. Most of it was sell pressure. There could be some buys coming in here, but if we look at ETH and I turn on some liquidations for ETH, we can see that the longs are being liquidated right now. So early on this stream, we're watching some longs get liquidated. Probably later on in the stream, about 5-6 hours, we'll see some shorts being liquidated. And depending on how the stream is going with SpaceX and T-Mobile, may get some of those liquidations a little bit earlier. But ETH could still lose another $30 per. Big sell candle right here for Doge. A little bit of support, sits 7 sits. We go down here on the hourly. Double bottom. The thing about these double bottoms, they always could wick under a little bit lower and liquidate people that least expect they're going to get liquidated. So definitely seeing this downtrend. RSI is showing a downtrend. We've been downtrending technically for the whole day, even with these spikes up, still been downtrending. And there's no clear signs of an uptrend yet for Doge. And that's what I told the guy on Discord. He's like, damn, do you think we can get it cheaper? And he's already getting it cheaper if he wants to buy now. Or he could wait a little bit longer. But yeah, already seeing it cheaper. Already seeing Doge cheaper. One says, what are the chances they link Doge with SpaceX and T-Mobile? We don't know the chances of that, but if it does happen, it would be very interesting. Could give us a fat candle. Woo. Someone says that a good price to buy Doge? What price? We don't know a great price to buy Doge. If I look in the buy block though, I've been drawing this buy block. I had this buy block for over a week now. And generally, whenever I bought my Doge in this buy block and sold it outside the buy block, I had profit. The deeper down in the buy block, I buy it, and the further outside I sell it, the better the profit. So, look, if you're buying it outside the buy block, either one, you're late to the party, or two, you have a case of FOMO. Either one is not a good situation. If you have FOMO and you expect that it could retrace back into the buy block, don't force the trade. Just sit back and wait and enjoy the ride, enjoy the show. Watch the other people make their profits, and then after they take their profits and the price comes down, maybe you can enter. Maybe you'll be there, or maybe you already have a spot trade limit buy in that area. Or some people already have some buys dollar cost average from the top of the buy block to the bottom of the buy block. 10% of their buys all the way down. And those people, after they get their orders, every time it wicks up, they already have sell limits in place as well. And that's acting like a grid line trading bot, in my opinion. On the 5 minute, we just got the sell signal as well for Doge. Not looking good compared to our buy signal and sell signal, so it's not a giant spread here, but it's definitely showing that we are coming down. I don't have any case of FOMO. I don't feel like forcing a trade as well. If I would have forced the trade anywhere up here on this Bart Simpson pattern, experienced a case of FOMO, I would have already been stop lossed out or incurred a big loss right here. So definitely encouraging you guys, don't get a big case of FOMO. Wait for your indicators to show you. Like now on the 5 minutes, we're getting oversold. On the 15 minutes, we're reaching down there, not completely oversold. And right here in 15, MACD crossing over, losing that last bit of bullish momentum for Doge, and we are heading down. Once this MACD crosses and RSI cross, we'll probably be back in the buy block before it crosses back up, unless there's any big buys on the SpaceX news, which starts in about 49, roughly 50 minutes. The chance of Doge ever hitting $1, 100% chance that it will eventually hit $1. I don't think there's a world where Doge doesn't hit $1 eventually. The use case is going to be too high. There's going to be too many billionaires backing Doge, and eventually it will hit $1. It'll probably hit 5 cents too. It'll probably hit my big support 4.92 again, but eventually $1. Now, just because you know it will go to $1 doesn't mean you have to buy it at 99 cents, right? If you think Doge will truly go to $1, your goal should be to get it as cheap as you can so you make the biggest profit.
Anyone bought that dip?
What?
I was wondering if anyone bought the dip on ETH. Because someone bought the dip.
It's still downtrending on my screen. And we're not getting a lot of bullish sentiment for ETH. I think it's still coming down. And it could wick down another $18 per ETH down to 1670 if there's any more sell pressure. And we haven't seen the sell pressure start. I'm talking about candles for 100 to 500 ETH on a 1 minute. And you'll see those candles back to back to back to back until we drive the price down to that 1670 and cause these liquidations. Just my opinion. And room based off of some technical analysis. On the hourly, ETH is not completely oversold yet as well. It's down at 29, but man, definitely has room to go down. It wicked into the buy block just a little bit. We still have room to go. That moving average would be at 1670 sits as well. So I don't see many buys coming in for ETH here. Like the biggest candle on 1 minute was over 1,000.
All it did is a $3 low, and it quickly went back above its previous low there. So it's not that bearish in my opinion yet. But yeah, I'm short. I hope it'll dump.
Well, we're down $11 before the downtrend. Down $11.
Yeah, but it made a new high at 1720 something. And
right.
After that, it dumped.
Everything started dumping.
Yeah, right. And we found the bottom at 1685, and right now we just broke that bottom.
Oh yeah, we went to under 1682 on Binance. I think this is still early. Like, look, if we look at it on the 5 minutes, this is early of breaking the uptrend. Like, we had our uptrend. It's a big uptrend. Ever since that last down, this is our uptrend. And if I draw it out.
Yeah, that candle isn't closing below that uptrend yet.
And if I draw it out, look, we've already broke the uptrend. We've broke the uptrend. And after we broke the uptrend, my sell signal for ETH came at 1699. So I definitely see the downtrend going a little bit further, bleeding out, causing these liquidations. So people should have gotten out right here. If they were too greedy not to get out up here, a new high, 1700s, 1699, probably the last chance they could have got out before this big dip. And this dip is only going to get worse if it comes down. And we've retraced into the buy block, even halfway. We're going to lose over $30 per ETH. $30 per ETH is a lot. Think of Ethereum as a used car. You have 100 used cars, and their price is $16.99. You didn't sell at $16.99. Now, you may be lucky to get $16.60 for those cars if you hold them on later today. But maybe in a few weeks, those used cars could be worth over $2,000 each. So when it comes to crypto, I think of Ethereum as like a used car in terms of that value and scalping. But I already see this uptrend was destroyed. And the dip could get worse for Ethereum before it gets better. Like, I think the price will go much lower before we come up for another high. We'll definitely go into the buy block range and probably shed at least another $10 to $20 per Ethereum right here, because Bitcoin also isn't holding up. And we look at another chart. I'm going to look at the DXY as well. DXY has been kind of slowing this downtrend, but if you look on the hourly, it's starting to balance out here as well. Definitely more room for DXY to come down. But if it runs up again, especially with this student loan forgiveness stuff, it runs up again. Woo, buddy.
Shouldn't that be bearish for DXY? Because student loan means printing money, no?
Well, student loans, no, it doesn't mean printing money. They already have the money, so they don't have to print it. And basically, it's not money that's being printed if it's money owed to the government. They're just taking it off the balance sheet. And people are saying that if we do this student loan forgiveness, that means we're going to give less money to Ukraine.
What about the loan that I had to pay off years ago? Do I get that back?
No, you don't get that back. Why would you get it back?
No, so then the people now get it back.
Sorry, I gotta fix my headset.
That's weird.
All right, so, my headset's having trouble. Discord wants to automatically change it. All right, test your audio, Rob. All right. So, all right, I hear you loud and clear.
Thank you, sir. So my concern is that the people these days don't have to work 2-3 jobs to pay for their stuff, but the people previously had to work their butts off to get what they have, and so the more stuff is handed out, which is concerning.
So I'm going to feel bad about this. People are going to hate me. But all my friends last year, anybody that watched Joe Biden, even a few years ago, he kept saying he's going to forgive student loan. So I told my friends that were in school, university, I was like, maybe take out a student loan and use your money to buy crypto. You can use your money to buy crypto and just take out a student loan, because if they forgive that student loan, it's better than using your money to pay for tuition because you get nothing back. Now some of my friends, hundreds of thousands, some have millions of Dogecoin, and now they're going to get their student loan forgiven. Woo! Free money for those guys.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad that they give that mentality to these people, because then they bleed that on. And
hold up, you've needed to pay on your student loans for a minimum of 10 years to have anything withdrawn from them. So you must have been out of school for at least 10 years, or at least paying on your loans for at least 10 years. So let's make sure we understand exactly what the benefit is before we start jumping into a conclusion that only people today are getting that benefit.
Yeah, because I'm not getting that benefit, and I know like my brother is not getting that benefit. And
but
what happened? But this is the mindset, though. It's not about the money; it's about the mindset. You know, it's basically back to that point that tough times make strong people. You know, strong people make weak times. You know, make tough times. It's the repetitiveness that's the problem.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Also, don't you think this is a good investment in the country?
Yeah. Well, see, today it's like, hey, you got to do your job, and then the person goes, hey, I'm offended, and then they don't have to do their job. You know, that's the problem.
Let's rip on Zusi real quick, because he comes from a country where they just pay for your education, higher education.
Yeah,
and they can't fire you too.
That's what I was gonna say. Here, everything is free. Well, you can go to private school, but it's not better than public school.
Right, and yeah, so I mean, we're just trying
building weak times.
We're trying to catch up to the rest of the planet, is the way I look at it.
I don't know about that, but the idea of, I guess the idea is that everybody pays tax, so that school becomes free for everybody.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the issue. They're just forgiving loans. They're not making it cheaper for people that are already going to start. And
right. So a certain amount of people are getting a free handout, right?
I'm gonna go apply for a student loan right now and go to college.
Shit.
As I said, Tame, you've had to pay on your student loans for a minimum of 10 years.
Is this
So-
in the legislation?
Yeah, it's in the legislation.
Okay, so you can't just get a loan and 2 years later, like I want to pay it off.
For 10 years
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
How would 10 years they would probably pay over $10,000 though.
I know, but some people have student loans that are $150,000 and they're still paying on those loans for 30, 35 years of their life. The idea is to help those people out. I'm not condoning. I'm just telling you what I know
Yeah.
about the program.
How I feel.
I don't have an opinion because I don't have student loans because I'm a high school dropout. So yeah,
Help out the
You
future
know.
rich people.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Education doesn't make you rich. Hard work makes you
Gives you a-
fucking rich.
Right. It gives you a better odd, I would say.
It's funny because I worked at a place where starting wage was like $18 an hour, but you had to have a bachelor's degree to get that entry level job. And so people are paying $40,000 to get an entry level job. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is like 15 years ago, but still.
Wow. That's crazy. All right, we're watching Doge still
But
slowly bleed out. You think it will help the housing market though? I think it would help the housing market. I think this is really more about helping the housing market and helping BlackRock than it is helping students.
I would also say that any entry job is an entry job. That they're called that for a reason because they give you possibilities for growth. You know, without an entry job, it's very hard to get, growth in that industry.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got to start someplace. Nothing wrong with starting at entry level because that's the way life works. Unless your dad's like, leader of the CIA or whatever, and then you become president.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was like when I was younger too. They pulled in. They're like, "Okay, how much do your parents make?" And I'm like, "This much," and it was a little over their number. And they're like, "Oh, sorry, no help." I'm like, "Well, it's not like they're making $40,000 more than the number, just a little bit over." They're like, "Nope, no help for you."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And my girlfriend's been paying on her student loans for right around 10 years, so she's hoping she can get a little help, but she only owes like $2,300 still. So any bit helps. Don't get me wrong. And she doesn't even know if she gets to apply or not because she might just be at the cutoff.
So my trading bot that I started a little bit over 2 days ago, it already has the profit $496. And
Gangsta.
I started it with a little bit under 17,000. I don't know the exact amount, but basically it's just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin on the dips while I'm sleeping, and then sometimes it will sell as well. Very interesting though. The last time it bought some Bitcoin, it bought some at $21,520, and currently, if we look over at Bitcoin right here, we're around 21,573. It's a very interesting bot though. It sold some Bitcoin as well. The most it sold Bitcoin, because sometimes it will sell. It sold some at 21,600 and something dollars. Woo. But yeah, currently the bot is almost 3% profit of the portfolio that was put in just around 2 days ago. Huh. Trying to put the image on YouTube, but YouTube image resolution size, so weird. Whoa, getting some buy volume coming in here for Bitcoin. The fuck is this?
Looks like a triangle, no? Symmetrical triangle. 15-minute. If it's unable to dump below 21,480, we have a problem for the bears.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would not want to be shorting. Like looking at daily and weekly, monthly. Definitely the monthly. I would not want to be shorting. I cannot put this image on YouTube. What the fuck?
Nah, I'm looking 15-minute, not monthly.
All right, I finally get it in there. All right, this is my tweet. So my Bitscap dollar cost average right here. It's around sum total P&L 331, but the bot profits 496, and we're well above 17,000 now, even starting with under a little bit under 17,000. So it's not that bad for dollar cost averaging. I mean, it's better than me manually buying Bitcoin. It's weird.
Maybe
Bitcoin's uptrending while Doge is having trouble.
Maybe you should show that to Michael Saylor.
So here's the thing. Michael Saylor should hire the guys from Bitscap. Like, I don't know what he does. Like, he probably goes into a meeting like, all right, give me the Bitcoin now. 45,000. Let's go. But Saylor, price is currently 45. Let's go. I haven't looked at a chart in 10 years. Let's go. I believe it's going to 1 million. I don't care the price. Let's go. Saylor.
That's only communication, right?
Yeah. Look, even if I think Doge is going to $1, I'm not going to buy it at 90 cents. I'm not going to buy it at 70 cents. I'll try to buy it as cheap as I can.
I'm sure he buys, but he probably stop losses it too, no?
He stop loss? No. He said he's never selling.
Then who's selling?
Let's put it in perspective, all right? There are people out there that used to mine Bitcoin when you could get 50 per day on a very cheap computer. And now they're waking up to their wallets. They're like, oh, wow.
This guy sold a long time ago now.
I got this for free. No, there's wallets waking up every day that hasn't been activated in years. And they're selling. And then there's also short sellers. I think short sellers, they borrow it on margin and they sell it. Kevin, why do people ask me if T-Mobile will accept Doge? I don't know if they would accept Doge. If I knew that and told you guys, that would be insider information. I don't know if they're going to accept Doge. I mean, there's probably a way you can pay your phone bill with Doge using the Bits Pay cards. We still have roughly 30 minutes until that meeting starts. And it's going to be very interesting watching the charts because we already had this small downtrend before the meeting. Bitcoin's still above $21,600. ETH is barely holding on here, still above 1,600, thank God, but well below 1,700 in terms of this uptrend. If we get back above the uptrend, that would be great. But we're already having trouble on the short time frame unless some buys come in here. I mean, we just received a 15-minute sell signal as well. Keep in mind our 15-minute buy signal came in around 16.78. So about a $20 spread between this buy and sell signal. But I think if Bitcoin gets large buys coming in here, and I mentioned this before, eventually, since there's only 21 million Bitcoin, we'll run out of people selling before we run out of people buying. We will run out of people selling Bitcoin before we run out of people buying, which is why the price will go to over $1 million one day. To put that in perspective, 21 million Bitcoin, billions of people on the earth, People are even going to be scrambling to get fractions of a Bitcoin.
That's a very bullish idea there. $1 million on Bitcoin?
You don't think it would go to
Do
$1
what?
million one day?
Well, with enough time, I guess it could. But
Do you know how fast the governments of the world are printing money? Where $1 million is going to be worth nothing in the future anyways?
Maybe 10% per year, no, something like that.
Even if we print another $5 trillion, it would automatically spike Bitcoin up to over 100,000. There's just too much money. We have people, like if you go into the real world, you see we have too much money. When you see companies like Lamborghini, Ferrari, Louis Vuitton selling out their products, when you see people buying Corvettes for $90,000 over MSRP, you know we have too much money in the system. They printed too much money. Passed it around recklessly. Too much money. We're lucky. We are lucky we have not hit hyperinflation in America yet. When we do hit hyperinflation in America, my sweet potato buys are going to make me look like a genius.
Nice.
But, if everybody started selling their dollars to buy Bitcoin, we'd have to ban Bitcoin, no?
I don't think so.
So I hope it doesn't go to $1 million because, if it has too much success, then it's going to be a problem.
Bitcoin gains more value the more companies, more countries try to ban it on exchanges because it's harder to get at that point.
No, but for the society, it would be too unfair for people who didn't buy Bitcoin a long time ago if it really becomes the currency.
It's funny you say that. I bet you feel the same way about the US dollar, right? All those people with the Venezuelan bolivar. It was very unfair. They didn't buy dollars back when they could do a nice transition. Now they have to pay millions of their currency for dollars. Pretty unfair, right? Their government fucked up their currency.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the euro. Right now it's pretty fair. They can transfer to a dollar. As their immigration problem get worse, as their governments print more money, as their fuel costs increase, it's going to become more unfair when the dollar is worth 10 times the value of the euro. Just the way the world works. Like in America, we're lucky. The type of people immigrating to America, we're very lucky. The type of people immigrating in Europe, it's kind of like a big clash over there. And it caused Britain to do Brexit and just big problems in Europe, which will drive up their fuel prices. In America, the type of people immigrating here are building houses. They're working construction jobs, working painting jobs. They're helping in our restaurants where we're understaffed, where we really don't have enough people to work. And it's helping our economy. Some people think immigration hurts the economy. It can hurt the economy, but sometimes it helps.
Farms, man.
Farms as well. It helps the economy. Helps us get food. Without immigrants in America, my sweet potatoes would have never been on sale for 28 cents per pound. Over time, we need more people in America as well. We have so much land. You fly an airplane over America, you're like, wow. Millions of acres of land that people are not using for anything. People just want to live in cities. A lot of people want to live in cities and buy properties in cities. But overall, immigration is good for the country if the people immigrating can get along with the people that already live there. But if you have people like different religions and they're having big protests every day on the streets telling you that they will chop off your head for not joining their religion, then you're going to have some struggles with immigrants in your country. But so far in America, we've been very fortunate with the type of immigrations we've had. And maybe in the next 10 to 20 years, we'll open up our borders a little bit more for that process. A lot of people do come illegally right now, but maybe we'll make the process easier for people to come legally in the future as we realize the economic benefits.
And the U.S. population is on a slow decline too. So I mean, we've no problem bringing more people in. It only makes sense to let more people into the country anyways. It just increases the tax base.
I went to the doctor, I think yesterday or the day before, and at the OB/GYN, there's mostly like Latino women there, like tons. And we need more people having babies in America, especially like, I don't want to get demonetized or banned here, but after our last wave of people getting a shot, we definitely need more people that will come into our country willing to have babies. Because I put a video on my Discord, and this video is not just by any person. It's not by just any guy. It's by a executive investor from BlackRock showing data that after the vaccine mandates, the amount of young people dying has skyrocketed in America. And he got this data from insurance companies. And they actually use this data to make financial decisions. Now, and then Dr. Fauci's resigning. So if we're getting all this data of young men and women dying that are in their 20s to 30s after a vaccine mandate, more people dying than the number of people that were dying in the Vietnam War, it's going to be very alarming. It's going to make these vaccine stocks drop in price value as well. And we don't have the birth rate data yet, but there was a lot of miscarriage from people that did get the shot as well. So we do need more people to come in America that are healthy and able to have kids.
Thanks, Tim. As an immigrant, that sounds, pretty cool, bro.
A lot of people hate immigrants because they think it's going to mess up their job or something. They care about the economic. But long term, it can help. And it can give them more jobs as well.
Every single white person in America is an immigrant. So let's just look at it what it really is.
Well, a lot of people born in America that are white.
Yeah, but their families all immigrated here. They all stole the land from the Native Americans. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, that's different. That's like war and stuff. And yeah, when you conquer a nation, that's going to happen. And look, if you win, if you conquer, you get to make the rules. You get to enforce the rules. Right? Any country, the people that won the wars, they get to enforce those rules in their countries. And when you have guns, you have weapons, you have bombs, it's very easy to enforce the laws of your land.
And you have smallpox and everything else. Let's not forget about that side of things.
Have you got your smallpox vaccine?
We can stop blaming China for COVID if we can stop blaming smallpox on wiping out half of Native Americans.
I don't think so, Consume.
I'm just being an asshole tonight, I guess.
I mean, if you look where like in China, they still have the zero policy for COVID. And here's the thing. Here's why America recovered a lot faster. We're a little bit more wild. We don't care as much about our health. We are willing to take risk for our freedom. In China, that zero COVID policy, that's holding their economy back. If less people in China actually get COVID, they're not going to develop the antibodies for it. So in America, a lot of people, Miami, California, New York City, we got COVID. Some of us had COVID 5 times. Some of us had COVID 6 times. We developed antibodies and moved on. Now the people that were very unhealthy, bad lungs, overweight, high cholesterol, they died or suffered. A lot of people survived COVID. It's not a high mortality rate. But in China, if you never give that chance for people to get exposure, you're going to have less people developing antibodies. And those antibodies actually can help the sick people. Like if I have antibodies and donate my blood, since I did not get vaccinated, then boom, I can help more people. And it's where they have that requirement. You don't get vaccinated, but you have the antibodies. Early on, you could have donated your blood. And it helped people like Donald Trump. He needed somebody's blood with the antibodies to make the serum. It helped these older men and women that needed these antibodies.
Talk about guys unhealthy, though. I mean, really.
Yeah, they're not the best physical form. Donald Trump, Bill Gates, all these older politicians, they're not really the ideal people that you would want to be looking like when you're older.
Rich and fat.
And that's the problem. Elon Musk got a little bit fat as well. Like, that's the problem. Sometimes also when you're working very hard, you forget to work on yourself.
Is that why he ran so many companies bankrupt? Because he was working so hard?
Who?
He only did it 6 times. I mean, come on. You only did it 6 times. That's not bad, right?
Yeah, if you don't, like, you can run companies bankrupt and still help people have jobs and be profitable early on along the way. But at one point, yeah, you go bankrupt and you lose your funds.
Yeah, bankrupt. It just completely fucked the system. You want to talk about what do you call it? Getting people, giving people money for they went to school, but it's okay to forgive the debt of fucking what do you call it? Some asshole who fucking ran the company in the ground 6 fucking times.
Do you think it should be illegal to make a company go bankrupt, Consume?
It should be illegal to have a bankrupt company? No, you should be able to restructure, but still owe your creditors. And you shouldn't be able to open up another company until you pay off your debts from the previous.
So why don't you propose some legislation to change the law? Because there's millions of Americans that went bankrupt personally that never paid their creditors. And we pass laws like that, I guarantee we're going to have less people going into business as well. I guarantee some of your favorite companies have went bankrupt before.
Yeah, Samsung's just doing horrible.
And there's nothing wrong with bankruptcy. Eventually, these companies, if they're failing, they should fail in a capitalist society. They should fail, and the better companies should succeed.
Correct. But you shouldn't be able to constantly over and over and over and over again be able to claim bankruptcy on failed companies. You fail once, shame on you. You fail twice, shame on us. It shouldn't be a revolving door of, oh, hey, let's just go fuck over our creditors over and over and over again. Because you got to remember, where is that debt and what is being accrued? The debt is there of what they're purchasing and buying from other companies. When the other companies can't get paid because you go bankrupt, then you're just taking from the rest of the economy.
Okay, so what about all the times that they earn profit, paid employees, help those people get wages? Are you going to ignore that as well?
If your company's bankrupt, are you still continuing to give people those jobs?
No, but they had jobs along the way that they would not have had without those companies.
Great point.
And look, hey, this is why I tell people, don't become a borrower. Like, do you ever stake your crypto, Consume?
No, I don't.
Why don't you stake your crypto?
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. I staked a little bit of BNB.
Here's why I don't stake my crypto. If they go bankrupt or go under, and my crypto's in their custody, they could take it. So I would never become a borrower. Like, I'm never going to loan these crypto companies. I don't care how profitable they are. They don't need my money. I'm not going to loan it to them. Leave that to creditors. And creditors are different.
What about Pulse Chain? Didn't you stake in Pulse Chain?
Consume, you're wrong on that. I never staked in Pulse Chain.
Oh, I thought you had.
There's no staking in Pulse Chain right now.
Or is it Hex? Didn't you stake your Hex? For
I
7
staked
years?
in Hex. Do you know what Hex staking is, Consume? It's not loaning. You're not borrowing your money to anybody. I'll explain it to you just because people are confused. When you stake your Hex through the contract, the Hex that you stake is burned. That's why people who end their stake early lose their capital plus money that they would have gotten. So it's a big penalty. When you stake it on Hex, you burn it. It disappears in the system. Circulating supply goes down. And then as your contract gains value over the time, you T-shares, then you mint your reward when you end your contract. Nobody borrows that money. There's no people that have to pay you back. Do you understand the difference between true staking and lending? Because what people do on Gemini, Coinbase, when they're staking, they actually sign a contract that says they are loaning their money out. And if that company goes under, they can take that money. Well, my contract with Hex, nobody can take that money. There's no admin keys. Maybe off the chance that I get hacked or my wallet gets hacked, yes, I could lose that money. But it's completely different. Staking, like true stake versus lending and borrowing your money out. Hex is you minting your own reward. And proving that you waited. But if even Richard Hart came out and be like, hey guys, I'm going to create this protocol. Like Pulse Chain, you're going to be able to become a borrower if you really want to, provide liquidity and get yield. But I'm not going to participate on that side. I'm not going to be a borrower. Even if the yield's 3% per day, I'm not going to be a borrower. I'd rather use my money to scalp, put it in a trading bot, or long-term stakes on Hets.com. But I don't want to ever become a borrower. Even if I become a billionaire, I don't want to loan money out. Because the people that need to borrow money are typically the ones that have trouble paying you back. The people that want to loan people money, they have a different mindset. They are opportunists. They think, oh, if I loan this company money and they go under, I will get their assets. And sometimes those assets are worth more than the loan. So even during bankruptcy, some creditors make out with more money. And that's why they do it, because of the collateral that these companies put up. Have you ever applied for a business license, Consume? Or any business funding?
I have applied for a business license before.
Did you get approved for business funding up to $100,000?
I didn't take any loans.
Why didn't you not take any loans?
I didn't need loans. Everything I did, I could do on my own bankroll.
For your cash flow, you mean?
Yep.
What happens if a client doesn't pay you during that time? It messes up your cash flow.
Oh, it sucked. Yeah, having people not pay really sucks.
So couldn't you just get a business credit card for the times when customers don't pay?
I could have, but I didn't need to. I structured my business around the idea of needing little to no money and still be able to make profit.
Okay, that's good. What type of business was it?
I ran a hosting company back in the early days of the .com, right around the .com bust period.
Oh yeah, hosting is very cheap.
Yeah, no, that was it. It's extremely cheap to run, and yeah, it was great business. Unfortunately, when people don't pay you, it drags. I ended up selling off all my customers to somebody else and let them deal with the problems.
So here's the thing about hosting. Like sometimes this hosting storage space that they're offering you, if they offer you SSD bonus from Amazon, maybe that SSD is like 500 gigabit and they make you pay $30 more per month. But here's the thing. SSD price dropped so much you can get a 500 gigabyte card for $30. They're on sale completely cheap right now. So as a consumer for hosting, it's better to host your own servers.
It all depends on your use case. If you need super low latency, then you can't host yourself locally. You have to host in the cloud. And so when you're looking at a lot of like online gaming and stuff, you definitely have to host in the cloud. There's no way to do it on a non-commercial basis.
You can, yeah. So some people, what they'll do, they'll buy their own machines, and they'll rent out some spot in an office that has the gigabit connections. Maybe they'll rent out a spot here in Charlotte. They'll go up to Virginia, then they'll go up to Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, co-locate at a data center is usually the way it's done. But yeah,
but it's definitely cheaper to buy your own equipment than rent out equipment. I'm not paying $30 per month for a device that costs $30. I'm not a fucking idiot. I will never in my life rent equipment per month for the same value it costs for 1 month. I'll just buy it flat out for 1 month. Amazon. I hate to say it, but Amazon is very expensive for server hosting.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
If you're a big corporation like Netflix, they'll give you a discount. But if you're a small guy trying to host a game or something, you're better off setting up your own equipment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hosting, even like their fast storage, it's crazy expensive.
All right, guys, we have roughly 10 minutes before the meeting starts today, and we're already uptrending a little bit.
You said, yeah, 10 minutes left to go.
Yes, 10 minutes until the meeting for SpaceX and T-Mobile.
Where are you watching it at?
It's on YouTube, but they put the link on their Twitter for SpaceX.
Yeah, they sent my buddy's brother back to Boca Chica for some engineering shit.
I'll put the link in the YouTube chat, and I'll put the link in the announcements as well. I don't think I'll play the audio on YouTube because it's already audio on YouTube on SpaceX. But yeah, you guys can watch it, and then you see something about Doge or something pops up, we can look at it on the charts.
We're gonna do a pressure test, I think, today.
What kind of test?
Pressure test, sir.
Okay.
We're gonna be doing a static fire here shortly. They're just double checking some procedures.
Meet Kevin's taking a break from social media for a while. This guy always makes people angry and then takes a break. It's funny.
I've heard this Meet Kevin a few times. Is he just a YouTuber?
He's a YouTuber. He made some really bad calls. Thing is, his portfolio was over $40 million. But then he made some videos on some of his stocks at the bottom. And
Ooh.
Meet Kevin. But he made a lot of his money from real estate and YouTube ad revenue. And then he sells courses on how to make money from YouTube ad revenue or how to do some of the trades. And he has a Discord server as well. But he got a lot of heat lately because one of his latest videos was sponsored by Seeking Alpha. And the same guys that sponsored Seeking Alpha were like short selling AMC. So people were really mad at him. And they're like, oh, he's just a paid shill from Seeking Alpha. That's why he's telling people to sell their ape. But he made some valid points in the ape video as well. Yeah, he was live streaming and he panic sold. He panic sold near the bottom. He bragged about selling his whole portfolio. That's why I've made a meme about him. Like, can you imagine being so wrong? You lose over $10 million. He makes money too, but can you imagine being so wrong you lose $10 million selling at the bottom before some of the biggest spikes back up?
Is that the whole shilling of ApeCoin shit?
No, it's not ApeCoin. It's Ape stock from AMC. Ape.
Oh, yeah.
It's AMC preferred equity share. And I told people, like, this thing's going to dilute AMC as well. If I look at AMC right now on the chart, also DXY is coming up a little bit, guys. If I look at AMC, like, it's still down like $9.60. And I warn people it's going to dilute. Like, look at this. My sell signal is $23 for AMC. And then, boom, the stock's now worth like $9.60. Well, to get the real value, you add AMC plus Ape. So AMC is now $9.60. And then you go to Ape. It's a $6.73.
AMC is $9.60 right now?
Yeah.
Holy
so
crap, what happened to tank?
So they split it. They gave you, if you were if you were an AMC holder, they gave you one Ape share as well. But it diluted. So now the total value is around $16.33. Well, my sell signal came in at $24. So if you got out at 24, the value of people now is at $16.33. So you're up over 30% from the people that didn't get out. And the way Ape works, the board can issue up to over 4 billion shares. And they can sell these shares if they really want to. And use that to pay off a debt, or they can use it to make investments and grow AMC. It definitely killed the movement, though, in my opinion. It opened up the doors for hostile takeover, opened up the doors for shorts to cover. Like, I told people shorts covered, like, the price dropped over 30% in value. Huge chance for shorts to cover that never covered before. And we have more people starting to short AMC right before the preferred dividend equity. And some of those people are already up over 200, 300, 400% on their short positions because they use margin as well. I was afraid to make the AMC video because I don't want to get all those people hating on me. Because some of those people are like, oh, there was comment on Meet Kevin's Twitter and everything saying that his videos were clear market manipulation. But all he did, literally, he gave his opinion on the SEC filings. Definitely not market manipulation. Some of those people, I joined the talk as well, the Twitter voice chat. Some of those people were like threatening to kill Kevin and some of these investors that were short selling AMC.
You serious?
Yeah, some of those people are pretty wild. Some people are wild. I have some stories to share off stream as well. I have some stories to share how crazy some people are off stream as well. Like some people, wild. Some people will go.
Oh, we are live on YouTube?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Oh, hey, what's up, YouTube?
Some people will go that extra distance to try to hurt somebody, though. Like BitBoy, for example. BitBoy tried to sue a YouTuber for $75,000 because this YouTuber made a video talking about a coin that BitBoy promoted, and he called BitBoy some derogatory names in the video. Not even really bad names, like dirtbag. And he said that BitBoy was scamming his viewers. Well, BitBoy, he didn't know that when he did this case that it would become federal. And when it's a federal case, everything comes out in public. So he's actually taking back his case against Atozi. Because Atozi, he'd started a GoFundMe and had well over $50,000 donated to him from people that don't like BitBoy crypto. So, one, Atozi wasn't going to lose the court case. Two, everything that BitBoy crypto promoted would come out in federal court. Three, he would have been under SEC probe. He didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that smoke.
Let's say saying people saying stuff like that's going to have some people watching him, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about making a video about BitBoy crypto so he can come sue me, and then I'll counter sue because I know my lawyers. My lawyers are way better than his.
He got called out by CoffeeZilla. I just watched the video, like I think today or yesterday.
He shows crappy projects to people. Like he told people this one crypto, like this is bizarre. Like I'm in the crypto field, right? I will never tell people that this coin's only going to go up. He made a video about one coin and told people the price is designed to only go up. And he made like this weird winking face and stuff in the video, but everybody knows that no crypto is designed to only go up. There will be dips along the waves. And they rug pulled that crypto after paying him to promote that crypto. So it's pretty devastating. I think this opens up a bunch of floodgates for people to sue him as well.
He deleted a lot of videos.
Yeah, he deleted a lot of those videos for projects he showed. But before he delete those videos, there's people out there that screen grab those videos as well. And here's the problem. I like Richard Hart, but when he met up with BitBoy Crypto, that kind of like sent some red flags as well. Like, if he didn't meet BitBoy Crypto, I'd be fine. But man, working with BitBoy Crypto on these projects and stuff, probably not the best thing.
I think he was making like 300,000 on advertising like a month. Some crazy shit, man. Like he pretty much got promoted to push those coins, you know, those projects.
Yeah, well, he did get promoted. He did get paid, and this would come out in a federal court. That's why he didn't want to talk about it, because he would say like this project is sponsored by. If it's sponsored by somebody, that means he got paid. Like some of his balance sheet, he was charging up to $35,000 for sponsorship. Oh, I think the live stream started.
Yeah, what's going on right now?
I want to put it on YouTube, but I want to watch the charts. Let's see if Doge takes off from this meeting, though.
That's cool, dude.
Oh, oh my god, this looks nice. Here, I can put the video up there. I'm not gonna put the audio right now, but
Dude, look at the rockets in the background. That shit is dope.
Look at that. Look at the fireworks.
Right? But I mean, just
Wow.
the Just having all those rockets right behind the stage. I mean, this shit is just so cool looking.
So here's what I'm going to do. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a new layer real quick. I'm going to try to add it to the charts. And I'm going to add a filter to this as well. What?
Look at the Beastie Boys, a little intergalactic planetary.
Why can't I find this on YouTube?
So I put the link inside the chat as well.
Fuck me. Oh, excuse me.
Let's just see real quick. We're getting some big sell pressure coming in here for Doge. Wow. Bitcoin also. This is a big spread. Over $80 spread right there. This is opening up some big sell volume for Doge. People are expecting Dogecoin to be opening up in this video. Any Doge images would be very good for Doge. So we're going to see what this looks like. They're just playing some music. Look at all the guys wearing SpaceX shirts as well. And I guess I'm going to make this a little bit smaller down here. Let me see real quick. A little bit smaller. There we go. If we start seeing like some Doge images or stuff pop up, please yell it out. But currently, it's definitely not dark enough to do drones. Is that a poster? Or is that a TV that's held up by those ropes there with the T-Mobile SpaceX? Or is it a projector? Looks like a projector. Look at all these people very happy to be at this live event down here. While this is happening, we're getting huge sell pressure coming in for some of these cryptos like Doge and Bitcoin. Definitely Doge is following Bitcoin with these sells right here. Another death cross for Doge. This has been our biggest 5-minute candle volume-wise for Doge with a lot of sell pressure. Rob Coy's in the YouTube chat. What's up, Rob?
What's that? No, sorry.
Man, look at all these people here. Oh, they're looking at camera dancing now. Nobody's got a Dogecoin shirt on?
I don't see any.
I think Elon will probably wear a SpaceX shirt.
I'm gonna call my buddy Sam, see if his brother sees any Doge anywhere. He's there right now. Maybe you can wave at the screen. Let me see what I can do.
Your brother?
No, my buddy Sam, his brother flies out on a Gulf Stream out here to work on the rockets for Elon. He's like an engineer.
Jesus, we're already up almost 4 million volume, and this is actually the same candle coming in for new hourly candle. So if I look over here...
Oh, he just waved. Did you see him? He's got glasses.
Yeah, he's waving.
No, not him. It's behind the bigger dude.
He's near the front, right?
Yeah, he's behind. Yeah, he's drinking a pop.
He's looking at his phone right now. Let me pop him up real quick. Tell him to jump up and wave his arms.
Hold on, so let me text him.
Be like, jump up and wave your arms, buddy. And we're going to get him on here. Look at all the people waving. Woo! Fireworks, fireworks. Wow. Rob, look at Bitcoin and Doge getting this huge sell volume, though. Look at the woman waving. Okay, the camera moved off of him.
He's not responding.
Look at this guy.
I have a Schwartz in here. I forgot to enter it in. Damn it.
Oh, we got the soundboard guys up there. Oh, this one guy's wearing a face mask. One guy with a face mask. Look at this guy, his bald hair. Wow. I wonder if he knows he's bald on the top there.
Oh, why you talking about bald people like that? That ain't funny.
Did you start balding like that, just like a little bit on the top?
Dude, I'm bald, bro.
You're bald?
It's intelligence, bro.
Alright.
No, the gray hairs are from almost every time I almost killed myself as a freaking kid. And then the baldness is from all the girlfriends I've had.
Alright, guys, so,
So what do you think this thing is? Do you think Elon's going to pull out his new Tesla phone?
well, look at Bitcoin bleeding through liquidations on the longs, like right here. Look how far it's coming down. We're still coming down, which is beautiful. Like, if we can come down before there's any mentions of Doge or crypto and outside of a meeting like this. Woo. And look, honestly, when you have this many people mingling around, if any of them were talking to Elon and was talking about like Doge, I'm pretty sure more of those people would probably be futures trading leverage or buying it. Wow. What are they drinking? IPA? They're drinking beer, water.
This is a small group of people.
It looks nice right there. Like it's not too hot. You got a little bit of a breeze going. Man, some people are gonna fall in love with that weather tonight as well. DXY. Let's see what the DXY is doing. Oh, who would have thought DXY is climbing while crypto is dumping? Like, I warned people earlier.
That dude's wearing a D hat. Detroit, look at that.
Oh, they got some fats coming on here. What is this? Nearly 20 unreachable by traditional wireless networks. 20% of Americans unreachable by traditional wireless networks. And DXY is pumping while Doge is dipping very hard here. I looked like a genius now when I took profits. So I guess this is their commercial as well. Oh yeah, in the ocean. It's very hard to get internet in the ocean. So you have to get satellite. What is that my chart in the background? This looks pretty cool actually. Wow. And while this is happening, we're watching Dogecoin kind of like dip right here. The Everglades.
T-Mobile stock, is that pumped or something?
What?
Has T-Mobile stock done anything since this?
Stock market's closed right now. Stock market's been closed for about 4 hours.
This is satellite. This is sat phone shit, dude. Obviously.
Oh, look at those buffalo. Oh, Doge is still dipping right here, YouTube. Look at this big bleed out after that 4.5 million candle right there. And the new hourly candle, this sent us into a nice bearish pattern, which could downtrend all the way to 6.7. And probably look down a little bit lower to liquidate people along the way. To get more liquidations. Like, so many shorts could be liquidate right here. I took profits earlier, didn't re-enter.
How can you tell when like we hit the bottom?
I can't tell when we hit the bottom, so I have to watch the uptrend. You have to watch these signals like parabolic SAR, Williams alligator, relative strength. You have to see if you're bouncing off moving average. Oh, this looks pretty sick right here. Okay, so it was like a screen right there. That's the word. Oh, the word Doge. That's because it's on my screen, YouTube. Sorry about that. It's not on their screen. Like, it's on my chart right here. Let me move the word Doge so it's not popping up on their screen. Like, I freaked out for a second right there. I thought it popped up on their screen, but it's on my chart. Sorry about that, YouTube. People probably like got really excited. Oh, that was a big wick down, dude. Bitcoin is bleeding through here. Like, a guy asked me earlier, do we have room to go down? This is proof. Like I told you, we're going to go down. We're going to retrace. This is it. We're dipping very hard. Extremely hard. This is why you don't FOMO in at the top. There's no reason to FOMO at the top when you can get some buys down below. And Doge can liquidate people all the way down under 6.5 cents here. If it follows Bitcoin, but Doge is deeper into these liquidations right here. There's really not much stopping it from wicking it all the way down, liquidating all those positions. The only thing saving Doge right here is they talk about it in this interview or meeting. That's the only thing that will help Doge right here. Other than that, like, look at this chart. We have been bleeding through liquidating longs right here for Doge. Look at Bitcoin right here as well. And Bitcoin is actually liquidating really hard right here. Like, these are a lot of longs piling in, a lot of bullish sentiment right here for Bitcoin though. So maybe this could ease the dip a little bit if more bulls are stepping in and willing to put up their capital to hold up the price of Bitcoin through futures and spot trade buys. This could be like right here, like this candle right here, if it closes green and we start losing this bearish momentum. So I'm going to draw this right here on the chart. I think right here, we're going to see. We don't have any confirmation though. So
if it doesn't put a low, this could be the E wave down of a corrective wave.
and I'm going to put this on the, if this is the candle, we don't know if this will be the candle, but I think this might be the candle right here where we might get a little bit of relief. I'm not drawing this green for you to buy. I'm just saying this might be the relief coming in for Bitcoin right here.
Relief to 25K?
No. Relief from stopping from that downtrend.
Oh, damn.
And if that's the case, and we look at Doge, and then it would mean like Doge right here, it would be this candle. And I'm going to draw this on the chart for you guys. This may be the candle for the stopping dipping.
Man, listen to this guy talk. You know, I go camping so my cell doesn't work.
I mean, you don't want to be on technology when you're camping, really.
I know, exactly. That's the entire beauty of going camping.
All right,
No
guys.
technology.
All right, YouTube, let's see if this was the candle where we get a reversal. Could be a dead cat bounce and dip even further, get the rest of these longs. But man, this would be a lot of relief, and we already have this big $200 gap. Look at this big gap we created right here, $200 gap. I don't see too many bears piling in right here as well. Like right here, I see like this degen $4.4 million right here that could come up, get liquidate. But other than that, I think this could be the small reversal. 1 minute parabolic SAR, it's already uptrending. Imagine we get a nice dip like this for Doge. And then they talk about Doge. We got to see when Elon comes. But I'll leave a chart like this for a second for you guys. And then I'll change it back. But from my last sell signal till now, like, that was a big drop. ETH, I predicted ETH would drop down 1975, right, Zeusy? And look where it dropped to. Exactly
it did a
1975.
lower of $6.
Yep, exactly 1975 is where it stopped. 1975. Boom.
It's still high up there.
Still a high price, but man, 1975, I predicted it would drop there on those liquidations. All right, now we are getting a little bit of relief right here. And then I'm going to go get a drink. I'll leave the chart. You guys can talk about what this guy's talking about. And then I hope that Elon comes on pretty soon as well.
Some alts are already back at support.
For free, I go to T-Mobile now. I just went to AT&T. Son of a.
Hey, look at that buy signal came in when I was going. Bitcoin tried to get some buys up here too, so we did climb a little bit after this for Doge. We'll see if we continue climbing here. We are in a giant block as well. Look at Elon. Look at his shirt, Occupy Mars. Let's listen to him real quick.
The thing that I think is really profound about what we're announcing today is that it will save lives. And we will no longer read about these tragedies that happen where people get lost, and if only they could have called for help, they'd be okay. So I think what we're doing here is profound. It's going to massively improve people's convenience, and it's going to save lives. So it's incredible. Yeah. And the way we're doing this is with really quite big antennas. So, so people might be wondering what technology is necessary to make this work. And in order to make this work, you have to have, as you might expect, very big ears. So big antennas on the satellites and powerful antennas, and you need a lot of satellites. But that's kind of what we have with the Starlink Gen 2 satellites. So it's sort of a perfect addition to the Starlink satellites, like I said, we're incredibly excited to be pioneering this revolutionary new technology with T-Mobile. So, so if people might be wondering, what do I need to do to make it work? Well, you don't need to sort of point it at the sky and like follow the satellite or anything like that. We're confident that it will be able to work if it's in your pocket or if you're in your car. Certainly, if you're walking outside or if you just pull your cell phone out, it'll work great. But we think even in your pocket and in your car, it'll work well. And we think probably up to 2 to 4 megabits per cell zone. So that's thousands of voice calls and millions of text messages. So, yeah, I think this is a really a massive game changer. I hope that I'm being maybe a little repetitive on some of these things because I sometimes wonder, like, is the profundity of what we're saying actually going to, because, will the public understand this? Hello, public. Hello, public. Because those in the audience from T-Mobile and SpaceX obviously understand what we're talking about. Is really a really big announcement, but I hope the public understands the magnitude of the announcement as well. It's in a nutshell, it's no more dead zones, and yeah, that's what it comes down to. So.
Talk about Doge. Talk about Doge, Elon.
Should we take some questions?
Yeah.
All right. So first question that came in advance from somebody in the press was, do I need a special T-Mobile plan? And, as I said in my remarks, we're not here to announce the product yet, but my vision for this is that on our most popular plans, we're just going to go ahead and include
I don't think he wants the
we feel like
attention,
that's
bro.
what the Un-carrier does. That's important. Now, there may be low-cost plans that don't include it, and there our aspiration is to charge a monthly service fee that will be far less than the monthly service fees charged by today's satellite connectivity services. But for the most popular plans at T-Mobile, our vision is to just go ahead and include it for free, just like we did with the global connectivity for our cellular roaming partners all around the world.
So do Starlink satellites have to be reprogrammed to communicate using T-Mobile's radio band? Actually, we need to do more than simply reprogram the satellites. We are constructing special antenna. Like I said, they're actually very big antenna that are also extremely advanced. They're the most advanced phased array antennas in the world, we think. And it has to be, the antennas have to be extremely advanced because they've got to pick up a very quiet signal from your cell phone. And you can imagine if that's like cell phone, that signal is going to travel 500 miles and then be caught by a satellite that's traveling 17,000 miles an hour. And the satellite's got to compensate for the Doppler effect of moving so fast. So this is really quite a difficult technical challenge. But we have it working in the lab, and we're confident this will work in the field. So it's actually quite a lot of extra hardware on the satellites, and it's also a lot of software, yes. It's a hard problem. That's why it's not been solved before.
So the question is the invitation for all carriers across the world or just the US to start? You know, one of the beautiful things about satellites is that they orbit the Earth. And so, you know, our mutual view was the more companies around the world we can get signed up for this, the way T-Mobile is signing up for it tonight, the better. Because, and what we're offering is reciprocal roaming, so that our spectrum, which will be transmitted by the satellites all around the United States, including territorial waters, vast portions of Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, big swaths of the ocean potentially, will be available to visitors in the United States that have carriers all over the world. And our view is that the best way to do this would be to ask them to also participate, find a piece of mid-band spectrum in their country from their carrier that they can dedicate to this in partnership with SpaceX, and then our customers would benefit from the same thing when our customers visit their country.
Doge is getting a lot of buy pressure coming in here, guys.
Roll out, and so tonight's message is a call to those carriers.
We've already recovered from this dip right here.
Yeah. So so this is an open invitation to carriers around the world. You know, please get in touch with us, and we'd love to partner with you and enable this globally. So, yeah.
Next question right in front of us. Will Starlink handle any of T-Mobile's backhaul transport?
Today
well, we're open to that, and we're partners now. So, you know, yeah. And
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and you know, it's I'm a Starlink customer, so I use the Starlink service right now, and it has blown my mind. I mean, it's an amazing service with massive capacity and speed and in my experience, fantastic reliability. And so, you know, I do think there's an opportunity as we reach further and further into certain rural areas to make that the way we reach people with full voice data and messaging services. And so, you know, certainly we're open to that. Yeah, you want to do, yeah, okay. Does participating messaging apps mean iPhone users on this Starlink connection will be on iMessage as usual, and Android users will be on RCS? You know, we haven't actually we just announced this moments ago, we haven't actually begun working with other companies as to how they will integrate with us. But the reason we said select messaging apps is because it's a bit of a technical problem that we need help from the partner with in order to separate messaging traffic from all other data traffic. We've done this before with prior initiatives at T-Mobile. We know how to do it, but sometimes we need a little bit of involvement from partners. We also need to make sure that they're working with us in a payload-aware way. And so our opportunity over this next few months is to open up a program and invite messaging apps to participate such that they are reaching our network in a way that our network can see and separate the messaging traffic and make it available to participate in this service right out of the gate. So that's the vision. And our partners in the internet have worked with us before. Years ago, we did Music Freedom, and we were the first company to allow you to stream all your music free at T-Mobile back when you sold data by the data bucket. And so we've been through this journey before, and that's basically how it'll work.
Yeah, I think an important thing, though, is that you will not need to get a new phone. The phone you currently have will work. So, yeah. Yeah, so some audience questions?
Yeah, hey guys. Thanks for doing this. Question for Elon. Eric Berger from Ars Technica. You said the Gen 2 antennas are very big. Can you talk about how big those are? Sort of.
So big.
But I mean, NASA has had some issues with another company's antennas because they were really big. So I'm just trying to get a sense of like how big they are. And then, like, how many of these can actually fit in the Falcon 9 payload fairing? Because you've been talking about launching that in addition to Starship. So, thanks.
Yeah, so we think like this service will be primarily a Starlink V2 satellite. The Starlink V2 is the main body of the satellite is about 7 meters long. So call it maybe 40% longer than an SUV. And then the antennas that we're talking about here would be supplemental to the KU and KA antennas that we're currently using on Starlink 1 and to the laser links. So the Starlink 2 satellites, we intend to have KA, KU, improved KA, KU, and obviously the laser links. And then in addition, we would fold out the sort of cell spectrum antenna that would be also quite large, so on the order of 5 or 6 meters on a side, so roughly 25 square meters.
And then can you get those in the Falcon 9 payload fairing?
The Starlink V2 is meant for Starship. We might, yeah, it's meant for Starship, like those things.
It looks like we fully recovered from that big dip for Doge. It went exactly to that 690 again.
Too big to fit Falcon 9.
Still technically uptrending for Bitcoin though, after that big sell.
An interim solution, which is like a sort of Starlink V2 Mini that would maybe launch.
I'm debating with myself if I should close my short or not.
Program is delayed longer than expected. We'd launch a sort of a smaller Starlink V2 kind of Mini that would fit on a Falcon 9.
Thank you.
Andrew Clifford, it's nice to be here. Thanks for putting this on. I'm with TLPN Network and the Launchpad Official. So I guess the first question, I just have like a question about the technical difficulties that you ran into getting up to this point and actually being able to decide that this was worth pursuing. Like, what was the hardest technical hurdle to get past? And before beta, is there going to be an opportunity for like emergency services or anybody to kind of get their hands in on this to see how well it works?
So yeah, as soon as we have the satellites in orbit, we will try to enable them to connect to cell phones for emergency services. So you actually don't need, unlike a real-time connection, you don't need to have the full constellation of satellites active in order to transmit text messages or email, for that matter. So any kind of asynchronous communication will work even if there's only one satellite. Now, of course, we are constrained by regulatory approval. But from a technical standpoint, it should work even when there's only a handful of satellites in orbit, because of the asynchronous nature of text messaging and email. You might just have to wait, I don't know, a half an hour maybe for the thing to go through, but it should still work from the early on.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey Elon, Luis Balderas with Lab Padre Media. Good to see you again.
I see you.
Had a couple of off-topic questions, but I'm going to skip those.
Yeah, we got to stay on topic, otherwise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, with this new technology, will this eliminate international plans? And you talked about download speeds. What about upload speeds?
Yeah, this will not. I do want like this is an amazing thing that we're unveiling, but I do want to make sure that it's understood in the right context. So the size of the cell that will be quite large compared to the space-based cell system. The area of the cell will be large compared to a terrestrial system. So this is really meant for places that don't have cell tower connectivity. Because although it's like maybe 2 to 4 megabits capability, that's what the capability is for the entire cell. So if you've got, we're talking about like 1 to 2,000 voice calls per cell, but that cell is going to be quite large. And so it really is, it's not a substitute for ground cell stations, because ground cell stations, especially in urban and suburban areas, will definitely be superior to what we're talking about here. This is really meant to provide basic coverage to areas that are currently completely dead.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
Good evening, Christian Von Pricing with KRGV here in Westlaco, local affiliate. I wanted to ask about situations that we have here in the Rio Grande Valley and in South Texas. The winter freeze, hurricane, big floods, situations where we kind of run out of bandwidth, we start losing cellular connectivity. It affects everyday people, it affects the first responders. So with what you were talking about earlier, is it going to help assist with that situation?
Yeah, I mean, I can jump in. It's one of the big benefits of this is redundancy. And one of the big priorities of our industry, and I know of the FCC who regulates us, is redundancy. And one of the things about starting next year with messaging, as opposed to trying to plunge right into voice and data right away, is that with messaging, we should be able to handle a lot of messages, many, many thousands of messages that can be sent. And so when you do have outages that happen through natural disasters or otherwise, there's an opportunity for people at scale to be connected in real time. And Elon was saying there could be a lag at first, but he's talking about before we reach commercial service, right? So eventually, as we hit commercial service and even beta, this is real-time messaging where you send a message, you get an answer. You know, you're connected. And by limiting it to messaging in the early going, it allows us to address use cases like that, complete redundancy to cellular networks, which are subject to the weather because they're here on planet Earth.
Yeah, but this really is a big deal. It's a great question to ask because, yeah, even if an entire region or country was lost connectivity because of a severe, hurricane or floods or fires or tornadoes, earthquakes, there's so many natural disasters, obviously, you would actually still have, even if all the cell towers were taken out, your phone would still work.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Evelyn Arevalo for Tasmanian.com. How many Starlink users can a single Starlink satellite support?
So in this context for this application, we're talking about roughly 2 to 4 megabits per cell zone. So it depends on how many people are in that cell zone. You divide that bandwidth by the number of people in the cell zone and who are using it simultaneously. So since a voice call is about 2 kilobits, that's 1 to 2,000 simultaneous voice calls, or there's hundreds of thousands of text messages that could be sent depending on the length of the text message.
Thank you.
We have some coming in while you're coming to the stage. We have some coming in from online at Isaac Swede. How will the phones connect to Starlink? Any special hardware required? I think Elon got at this a little bit. One of the beauties of this approach is that we are using existing T-Mobile mid-band PCS spectrum, some of the most tried and true spectrum there is, and we own it nationwide. It's one of the pieces that we own contiguous on every single corner of the country. So that allows us to then dedicate that, working together, to the constellation that Starlink operates, so that we are seeing those satellites from every corner of the country. As we said in the remarks, if you have a clear view of the sky, our vision is you're connected. And so your phone doesn't really know. You know, your phone doesn't know it's connecting to space. It will scan for its home network. It'll scan for terrestrial roaming partners as well. And if it fails to see those things, it will scan again and it will connect to the authorized connection from the satellite. And it'll think it's connected to a cell tower because that phone is using industry standard technology communication protocols, and it has the spectrum already built in, at least the vast majority of phones in circulation today do.
Yeah, it's designed to just fully emulate a cell tower. And it has to do, there's quite a bit of complex hardware and software in that because it is moving so fast. They're traveling overhead at 17,000 miles an hour. Normally a cell phone tower does not travel at 17,000 miles an hour. So the phone's like, so we actually have to adjust the signal to account for something called the Doppler effect, which is sort of a increase in frequency as you comes towards you and a decrease as it goes away. Yeah, anyway, but anyway, it works. It's complicated, but it works and no extra hardware is needed.
Yeah, hey, Paul Michaels with Ocean Camera Space Corp. So both companies are going to work together, kind of contribute different infrastructure together to build a bigger network and stuff. How do you see this maybe going further into the solar system, maybe future partnership there?
Well, we'd love to have T-Mobile on Mars.
That's going to be very bullish for T-Mobile stock. He just said we would love to have T-Mobile on Mars. Jesus Christ.
That might be the last question, perhaps? Okay, well, I guess thanks, everyone, and we look forward to providing you with this great service and working together with T-Mobile to bring to you. So, yeah.
Though, I mean, honestly, come on now, be able to send data anywhere on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be very good for T-Mobile stock. I'm going to start
That's
mapping
what I
it
said.
up.
It moved.
No, their stock's market's closed, but it moved a lot today. It went up $3 per share today.
What percentage was that?
You said other providers too, so just T-Mobile's the first.
Outside of the money aspect of it, I mean, no bullshit. Being able to contact somebody if needed, emergency usage, it's fucking sick.
Game changer.
I mean, we all go camping and we're out wheeling and shit, and somebody breaks down deep in the fucking woods, and you're like, oh man, I got broken axle. I gotta have somebody come rescue me.
I got nothing out there. I'm dead.
Right?
I gotta
Yeah,
hike down the
yeah.
mountain to get signal.
No, that's exactly it. Wouldn't it be great to be able to hit your buddy back at base camp and be like, hey man, you got to come out. I'm on so-and-so trail. Come get me.
Yeah, we use walkie-talkies, and then we're using now a different bandwidth walkie-talkie that's can cover like 20, 30 miles. But that's what we have to do. It's like $300 for that thing.
Yeah, we use the walkie-talkies too. I had to think about it.
Look at Doge. That's crazy. We had this big wick down for Doge. It recovered. Now we're getting close to this liquidation block of shorts again. During the same time, ETH did a dip as well, and Bitcoin. So it wasn't isolated. Too bad they did not mention Dogecoin. But that was worth watching. Maybe people are going to buy calls on T-Mobile tomorrow.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. You may be buying one right now.
And the government's like, hell yeah, we can listen in on anybody's cell phone now. Fucking dope.
Right. Lurking coverage.
Yeah, right. You can't go anywhere now without being tracked.
Yeah. Well, if you're on T-Mobile. It's pretty dope though. I was like, stat phone? You have to buy that? And they're like, no, it's like a cell phone tower cooking across the sky. Damn, that's impressive.
Man, that's fucking bullish for T-Mobile though.
Yeah.
Dogechain is probably a scam, DK. The founders of Dogechain rug pulled another project, so I think those guys are scammers. They're more than welcome to come sue me in federal court if they disagree with my statements, but in my humble opinion, Dogechain is a scam. Don't lock up your Doge in their smart contracts. They go under, they take your stuff, lock you out of the smart contract, you're done. Woo! This was very bullish news for T-Mobile though. I need to start making a YouTube template. Like the images I upload on Twitter, Facebook, everything else looks very good, but when I try to upload on YouTube, looks horrible. That's a very good meeting today, though. At least people have something to buy a cause on tomorrow. Am I right or am I wrong? I can't imagine how much the calls are going to go up on that. It's going to be wild. I think I want to...
They stuck because they said that they bring communications to Mars?
Anytime he says something about a stock, the price rises. When he said GameStonk before, the fucking stock shot up.
Man, that guy is powerful.
Oh, yes, he is. Very powerful.
So wait, he knows the stock is going to rise, and he says that. Okay, he already bought it.
Well, he's doing a partnership with them.
How's the chart looking? Is it low?
What's up? How's it what?
The chart, I wonder if it's at...
No, it's already at a high.
Low. Oh, so bullish news at the top. Okay, well.
But if they get this contract, they'll probably secure some more government contracts in the future as well. So that's the thing. If they get this contract with SpaceX, it opens the gate for future contracts.
I guess it means be on the lookout for a buy, but...
well, I guess he'll have to stop smoking weed then, won't he?
No, he doesn't have to stop smoking weed.
Oh, you can't be a weed smoker and have a federal contract, though, bro. I'm just kidding. I don't really care.
Are you trolling, Consume? Are you telling me the CEO of T-Mobile smokes marijuana?
Well, it's possible, no?
Look, they'll do the random drug test, but I think that this opens the gates. But on the weekly RSI, this is the day they become overbought. So it's very interesting. This is the week they're overbought on the weekly RSI for T-Mobile, and on the monthly, just like on the monthly, they're also at peak RSI as well. They dipped down to like 102 for their low during this cycle. And then cycle before that, the low was 65. But technically, they're still in this uptrend for T-Mobile. Weed hurts people if they're like working on heavy equipment or stuff or trying to do some critical thinking.
That's why you don't give out jobs that are security critical to people who, take drugs, drink alcohol, or whatever. Like
Absolutely.
if you're the operator of a nuclear power plant, you tested a lot, and there's just no way you let someone that's stoned operate a nuclear power plant.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I hope.
What do you hope?
That they test a bit. Yes.
Oh yeah. We had another sell signal pop in here for our lovely Dogecoin, and while this was uptrending, Bitcoin also received sell signal right here. We didn't retrace fully for Bitcoin, and ETH may revisit this bottom down here. We get in this bottom again, we're gonna go down a little bit further for ETH. I'm gonna restart the stream, guys, because I want to save that, and then make sure you subscribe. We'll restart the stream. Just want to save that space.